welcome back to the channel. My name is Robbie Mendez, and in today's video I will introduce you my brand new sound bank called Plug and Play. Let's get right into it. Alright, so this is what Fido looks like. By now I think you all are familiar with Fido, so I'm not gonna explain what it is and all that stuff, but I created a new sound bank for it. It's called Plug and Play, and honestly I was a little bit like I wasn't sure about a name, because first I thought let's do click and play instead of plug and play, because you just click with your mouse and you can easily play with your keyboard or whatever. But plug and play sounded a little bit more natural and catchy, so that's why I ended up for plug and play, even though still the name says Vital Click and Play. I will have to change that, but I will fix that once this video is online. So in today's video I'm just gonna focus on showing you every single preset in the pack so you can have a listen before buying. I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's just dive straight into it. And probably, by the way, next week I will upload a new video, and in that video I will create a song with only the use of this brand new Fido pack. Start off with this very nice arpeggiator, and it's called Amazing Vibe. Yeah, I think it's really cool because this is just such of a, like an atmosphere sound. You can just play this on one note and put like a Reese bass underneath and you got an instant vibe. The second one is just pretty much the same sound but just different melody. And you can, like, over time, like, it moves around, like the filter goes open and close, so there's a lot of movement going on. Another arpeggiator, this one is called Plug and Play. Looks cool. Same story, you can do that again with the Reese. This is Plug and Play 2. Love this one. But like slightly pitches into. Let's move on to the basses, and the first one's called Effective. The next one's called Gritty Bass. Pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one, and this one is called Hitter. Very into the face. A second version of it. Love it. This one is called Ice Cold. Dope. Now we move on to a little bit of those old school FM basses, like Chami and back in the days Oliver Heldens. That was very cool. These ones are very cool to layer with like main basses to create like a different character, like just has like a unique harmony to it. So definitely try that out. And the third one, like it has those future house, deep house vibe from 2016, 17 kinda. Which was a very amazing time, by the way. The next one's called Slap Your Ass, which is a pretty simple slap bass sound. And then Slap Your Ass Whoomp, which is basically whoom boom boom. You can just use that in front of the bass. Then we got a second slap house bass. Like the character is like slightly different, just different tone, but the essential, like the general sound is pretty much the same. And moving on to a mid bass for tech house. Now this one, yeah, the name itself explains it already, but just works great on those very deep tech house basses. By the way, I have to fix this one in volume. This should be a little bit louder. Let's move on to the next one, and this one is called Unique Boy. And this reminds me a little bit of that song which is blown up at the moment, and I think it's called Move Your Body. Like everyone is playing that song, and yeah, it was a little bit inspired accidentally because I wasn't planning to remake that sound, but has a little bit of the character. It's a little bit shorter though, so maybe if you like crank up the release and decay and stuff, you can create even similar to the original sound, but yeah. The second one is called Unique Boy 2, which probably has similar vibes to it. Actually not, but still sounds unique. I think it's nice. You can use it as a main, but also as a layer, which is very versatile. This one's called Weird One, probably for a reason. Let's find out. I like this character. Weird One too. Oh yeah, this one's like pretty similar to it, but it has a different, like you can hear like in the pitch it's a little bit different, and the reverbs and stuff. Cool. Now let's move on to one of my favorite presets of this pack, and it's called Atmos Piano. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of melodics and chord progressions. It's probably a signature thing for Robbie Mendez. You know, all my songs contain at least somewhat of a catchy melody, and 9 out of 10 times starts with a piano. However, this one is not necessarily a piano, but has the character combined with like a pad or stringy, which is very atmospheric, and I really like that. I was just playing something random, but you get the idea. It's just super beautiful and great for breakdowns or triggering your inspiration. This is definitely one of those sounds I can load up to create instant inspiration. This one's called the Boat Piano. It's just a sampled sound. But again, it has a unique character. It has a little bit of the piano vibe, but just different. Let's move on to another favorite preset of mine, and this is again a piano, but in this case it's pretty crispy and it's great for those piano layers. As you guys know, in all of my songs now at least, I use a lot of piano layers to create a big piano together, and this is definitely one of those newer layers I've been using in my songs, because it just has a little bit nice crisp to it. So let's have a listen. I think it's super cool and amazing. And I got 3 different types, all pretty similar, but just a different character to it. So you just have to try out which one is your favorite. I think the first one is my favorite, but it might be different for you, of course. So like the difference, like it's just a tiny bit different. And again for number 3, this one is a bit lower. Almost like a housey piano. I was playing a wrong note there. Anyways, let's move on to yet another favorite preset of mine. This one has actually a lot of favorite presets and I couldn't choose, and probably for a reason. But anyways, this is again a piano, and it says like a piano. And what I've actually done here is I sampled a very famous piano which a lot of producers been using lately. I'm not gonna name it, but maybe you can guess it, and I tweaked it a little bit here and there, and now I have an own character of that same piano, and now you guys can use it for your own projects as well, and it's called Like a Piano. I think it's so nice. It doesn't have a long tail like an original piano, but it just has a very nice plucky vibe to it, which I think is very cool. Yeah, absolutely love this one. Alright, now things got interesting because I just showed you a lot of those sweet sounds, but let's move on to something aggressive, and that's the reason why this pack is called Plug and Play, because there's so much different sounds. It's very, yet again, versatile sounds, and this one, oh boy, it's called Analog Dream. It's almost like weird to say again, this is one of my favorite presets, but I'm gonna do it anyways. This is again one of my favorite presets of the pack, because oh boy, this thing has a vibe. Let's have a listen. Wow. And this is what I've showed earlier in my my other packs, and what I've done actually, I trigger all the delay and reverb and all the effects after I play a note, and whenever I switch to a next note, all those effects cut off and play again. So I can better show you this here. You see, everything just, in this case, by the way, it's just the delay and I believe the reverb. Yeah. But oh my god. Wow. And just this sounds so big that you almost don't need anything on top. Like, yeah, maybe like a like some little melody or a paget or whatever, a vibe. And guess what? We got a second version of it. Same feel, different character. Actually, maybe I might like it even a little bit better. Now let's move on to the next one, and it's called Crazy Lead. The next preset is called Crazy, and it has a very ugly character to it, but that's actually why I like it. So let's play something. You can play it also in the higher octave, but you can like hear dirty distortion on top. And the reason why this one is also pretty crazy is that you can also use it in the lowest spectrum, like for example around like here. Super cool. So you combine the lower with the higher ones. Yeah, definitely a cool preset. Now let's move on to the next one. It's called FM Master, and yeah, I think it's cool. In the higher spectrum, also very dope. And as you can guess, this one is a little bit inspired on the Martin Garrix and Mesto song. If you haven't checked that one, check it out. It has like very specific sound to it. Now, I'm not saying it's the same. Actually, it's quite different, but it has the same vibe. You can definitely create some cool stuff with this. Now this one is called FM Master 2, which is just a different version. Like the lower you go, the pitch changes. So yeah, that's some cool effect. So the next one is called FM Shot, and this one is cool for one shots or just unique layers on top. Love it. Now this one's called the Future Shaw and has a little bit of a rhythm inside. It's cool just for like a straight note, but you can also play chords. So yeah, you can definitely mess around with that. Now the next one's called Harmonic Lead, and this one also has a bit of those characters from back in the days, like the deep house, future house, charmy. It's another version of it. I think those sounds are pretty simple but effective, so yeah, you should try it out yourself. Alright, so I hope you're ready for this one, because as the name is already guessing, it's called Into Your Face, and oh boy, this one is actually into the face. Wow. And it just, listen, how so cool. Again, like that Analog Dream, it has so much vibe instantly that it just pops. Great preset for breakdowns and all this good stuff. The next one, oh boy, this one is called Intense, and again, like the name is guessing, it's an intense sound. Now, not necessarily like, for example, Into Your Face or Analog Dream. This one is a little bit more quiet, a little bit more on its own, but oh boy, great for layers, great for atmosphere, great for a vibe. Let's have a listen. It's almost like a flute. But the cool thing about this one is like the longer you hold a note, like it changes over time. So let's have a listen. Like it's so nice, and it's also a little bit off key, and yeah, just amazing. Let me actually give an example in a song I've been working on, which I'm trying to release. So let's give like a slightly preview. But I used that a sound in the break. Like it has a vibe instantly. By the way, the bass of this one is the bass from Hitter, the same pack. It's the same preset. You can just literally remake the song. Woo! This one. Wow, love it. That was enough. Just to show you what you can do with the intense preset as well as the hitter one, like the bass preset. Now let's move on to a lead, and it's called King of the Init, because it's pretty much an initial preset, but just the effects makes it different. Nice. Yeah, not a lot to say. It's just cool, it's just nice, it's just dope, so check it out. This one is called LSD, and not to be confused with LSD. This is just completely different. This is a preset, but yeah. Has a lot of nasty distortion on side. It's pretty dry, like no reverb at all, but that's what I like. It's almost like a sample. Cool. Next lead called Mad. Mad lead 2. This preset is called Ooh, Crazy One. Super cool, right? A Reese lead. Actually, this Reese lead can be a little bit louder, so it matches the volume of the other presets. The next preset is called Scream. Scream Boy. As the name is suggesting, it's literally Scream, which is cool. Screw. I think it's called Screw. I actually don't know. I think this should be Scream as well, but I messed up with typing. I will fix that. Anyways, this is maybe for the drum and bass fans. All right, let's move on to Smooth Criminal. Well, that was actually pretty smooth, right? Like it has again nasty distortion, and it's not so great in the lower spectrum, but in the higher. That was not the bright ending in terms of the melody, but it was kind of cool. Dope sound. The Dream, the Dream, the Dream. That's a cool vibe to it, maybe for like a breakdown. So this next one is called The Rave is Real, which is a little bit related to those future rave synths. Yeah, David Guetta might like this one. Guetta, if you like it, hit me up. And 2 uplifters, which is pretty cool for your build-ups. Very epic. And it goes into a reverb as well. So definitely use this one. The second one is also pretty dope. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you ready? Enjoy your You get the idea. Yeah, the next one is your lovely FM friend. Now I'm very curious. What about you? The next one, your progressive friend. Yeah, of course, it cannot miss some progressive sounds because I create somewhat of progressive house myself. So it would be a little bit weird if I wouldn't add 2 leads, which is related to progressive house. There's not a lot to say about this one. It just has a nice into the face sound, but it's nothing too special. The second one is pretty much the same, but different character. But those both are very, very good for layering. So yeah, if you're a progressive house fan, try this out. And of course, by the way, all these presets are not like specifically for a certain genre. You can of course also use this for, I don't know, future bass or future house or future bounce, just name it. But like the initial idea was to have a sound which is good for progressive house. Now let's move on to a pad sound, and it's called Dreamy. So let's move on to the first pad of this pack. It's called Dreamy. Wow, what an amazing preset. Lately I've been so inspired by all the sounds made by the one and only Robbie Mendez. I don't know what he does, but it makes me feel great, and I want to move on. There's so much opportunities with these sounds. The only thing I have to do is literally buying this sound bank, and it's called Plug and Play. Now if that is not the right plug, I don't know what is. Wow. The next one is called Humming, which is amazing for breakdowns. Like introducing the drop melody into the break with this sound, the perfect one. I've got actually a song coming up where I use this preset as a main sound for the break, and I think it's just super cool. It's almost like someone is singing, like a choir, you know. Super cool. The next one is called Cottage Sound, and it's a plug, and I believe it's sampled from like an organ. Yep, it is, and it sounds cool. It's like the M1 organ, but a little bit different. Yeah, that one, but it's just different. Boom, the last 4 presets, and it's called Plucky Monster. This is Plucky Monster 2, which is the same as the previous one, but with a different character. And then finally the 2 last presets, which are also created out of a sample, which as you can see here, I just dragged in a synth shot, in this case from the Vengeance, and created a waveform out of it, but bro, like super cool. And the last preset, it's again a sampled one, and it's again a plug, and it sounds like this. To wrap it up, 60 sounds for a brand new Fido sound bank, and this is definitely one of those banks you can use in many different genres, and that's why it's called Plug and Play. Now as you can see, I'm super hyped for this sound bank. I really hope you guys are as excited as I am. 60 presets for like, I think a pretty good price. Actually, I haven't told the price yet. Yeah, no. Anyways, let's announce it here. 15 euros. It's 15 euros for 60 presets, which is like, that's just nuts. That's just very cheap in my opinion. Yeah, with this spec, I offered you hopefully enough inspiration to create new songs, to create new ideas with only 15 euros, which, yeah, again, I think is a steal. But of course, that depends for every person, obviously. But if you want to help out me and the channel and want to support a little bit here and there, this would be maybe amazing opportunity. So yeah, now let's round it off. Is there anything else I want to say? Is there anything else? No, I don't think so. Yeah, at least make sure to subscribe to the channel, because next week I will create a banger with only the use of these sounds. So yeah, if this video is not convincing enough, maybe the next video you will be convinced. Who knows? But anyways, if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. It's all fine. But I want to thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I check you in a brand new video, in this case next week. Peace!